What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing. We back at it with another post-fight review. Ezekiel Brook, Special K, Kell Brook, returns back to the ring after 14-month hiatus, fighting a guy from Boston, the area of Massachusetts, Mark Deluca. Kell Brook looked kind of, in the first couple rounds, looked like a feeling out process. You know what I mean? The Mark Deluca was using his jab. He was looking for openings. You know what I mean? But round three is when Kell Brook found his groove, you know what I mean? And he unleashed some vicious combinations, you know. He started off with the lead right hand, you know what I mean? He was pretty quick tonight, his hand speed was on point, and he definitely was testing out what he's been doing in the last 14 months out the ring. He looked sharp in there after round three, even drops Mark DeLuca in round three with the mean combination. A left right combination, 1-2, and the guy just goes down, you know what I mean? He gets back up. And from then on, Carl Froch found his groove, you know what I mean? The lead right uppercuts, going to the body, even switching stances, you know what I mean? From orthodox to southpaw real quick, right in front of the guy, shifting stances real quick right in front of Mark DeLuca, confusing the guy. And even round five, man, he was just battering this Mark DeLuca guy. The guy was starting to leak from the eye. And in round seven, Mark DeLuca walked into a stiff ass jab from Kell Brook. Mean stiff jab that puts the guy Mark DeLuca on the canvas. You know what I mean? He tries to get up at 9.98 seconds, 9.98 after the 10 count, and he gets counted out. It's a KO for Kell Brook. He looked pretty good today. Can't lie about that. I mean, for a guy who's been out the ring in a while, and now he has aspirations to become a two different weight class champion. You know what I mean? Two weight division champion. He's looking for opportunities at 154. He won some kind of intercontinental WBO belt today, and now he's probably going to be, he says he wants to get back in the ring quick. He's says he's in shape, doesn't have to strain himself and drain himself to make 147. And if that's the case, and this is how he's going to perform in his 16th year, mind you. Don't forget, Kell Brook ain't no spring chicken. It's a 16-year pro, you know what I mean? So time ain't on his side, so he has to get moving quick. And Liam Smith is a guy that they talked about tonight. He was ringside. He might be fighting the man Kell Brook next. We shall see. I think no WBO belt's not vacant. Actually, Patrick Teixeira holds the WBO belt at 154 pounds. But overall, good performance from the man Kell Brook. Man, that jab's just just damn near decapitated the man Mark DeLuca in the seventh round. You know what I mean? Mean stiff jab and great performance from Kell Brook. What's up, Hops? Hops in the chat. He says one of the worst missed matchups in recent years. Brook versus Khan. Missed matchups. Yes, Brook versus Khan and after Brook beat Porter. Totally should have happened, but never did. Boo! Absolutely, man. Well, Amir Khan is just not gonna give this guy the opportunity to even come close to him in the ring. This fight should have been happened for years ago, since like 2012, when they were ringside on some kind of UK boxing show. When there was ringside, not ringside, but sitting in a kind of locker room with the ring, and they were going back and forth. You know what I mean? And Amir Khan told Kell Brook, when you win a world title, we'll fight. Kell Brook did win a world title, like you said, Hop, when he beat Sean Porter. But Amir Khan never gave him the opportunity. You know what I mean? Amir Khan will fight anybody in the world except for Kell Brook. You know what I mean? If Kell Brook happens to beat him, which I always thought he will. You know what I mean? I always thought he would. Amir Khan just, he ain't gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather lose to anybody besides Kell Brook. I think they from the same area, the same parts of England, Sheffield, you know what I mean, or Bolton. So it's not happening, man. Damn shame. It's definitely a fight we should have got to see. Hop says, I'm not even interested in it anymore. It's 5 or more years past his prime like Mayweather Pacquiao. Man, it's way more, it's probably about, well, if Kell Brook finally won a world title in 2014, Amir Khan hasn't been a world champion since 2012. So ideally, the fight probably should have happened in 2014. I'm sure Kell Brook would have given Amir Khan an opportunity to fight him for the IBF title that he held at welterweight, but Amir Khan wasn't having it. But congratulations to Kell Brook. Good victory for him today. You know, Mark Deluca is by no means a world beater or a great fighter, but for a guy who's been out the ring for 14 months, I'm not mad at him. This was a homecoming fight in Sheffield, and hopefully he'll be in a great fight in his next fight. You know what I mean? Hop says 2014. Totally agree, B. Marsh. All the best. Same to you, Hop. Thanks for coming through. Give thanks to everybody who hit the thumbs up. Thanks a lot, and let me know what you guys think about Kell Brook and whom would you like to see him fight next. Um, I personally would like to see him fight against the best fighters in the world at 154 pounds. And you're gonna know if this guy, Kell Brook, is legitimate and has any intentions of becoming a two-weight class champion and fighting the best of the best. You're gonna know because all the best junior middleweights or super welterweights, 154 pounders on the planet, reside in the U.S. They reside over here on the PBC. You know what I mean? You have Patrick Teixeira, who's in purse bids right now. Supposed to fight what's the guy from Argentina? Brian Castano from Argentina. Okay, I favor Castano to win that fight. I don't think Castano is exclusively a PBC fighter, but he has fought in the United States in his American debut. He's only fought in the USA on PBC. You know what I mean? Now, I personally think that he's a free agent, and if he does so happen to fight Patrick Teixeira, it'll probably be on Golden Boy on DAZN, because that's who Patrick Teixeira is with. And I wouldn't doubt one bit that you'll see that fight between Castano and Teixeira on a PB. I'm sorry, on a Fox. No, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Not Fox. On a DAZN card. Okay. So I think he's a free agent and he can roam wherever he pleases. You know what I mean? So that's probably the opportunity, obviously, that Kell Brook is probably sniffing for, winning a WBO Intercontinental title today. And what you call it? The other three titles, they all in PBC. Jamel Charlo, WBC 154 pound champion, and the man Jason Rosario, who's a new unified champion with the WBA and IBF titles, and he's also on PBC. You have Jared Hurd there, Eris Landy Lara, Julian J. Rock Williams, Tony Harrison, Erickson Lubin. You have a lot of players at 154, and like I said, we'll see if Kell Brook is really legitimate about trying to become a new champion in a second weight class sooner than later. Because if he has no intentions of fighting any of those guys, you could already tell, man, he's back on another fraud mission, you know what I mean? You know, like his title defenses when he did achieve an IBF 147-pound title. And I knew he'd win that fight. I picked him to win that fight. He won me some money when he beat Sean Porter. But his title defenses after that is exactly why, except for the Errol Spence. That was a good title defense. But that's exactly why he's in a position he is right now, basically starting from scratch, trying to rebuild his career from the ground back up, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, Hops in the chat, he says, what about versus Julian Williams? Absolutely, man. There's all those guys. Julian Williams, all those guys I mentioned. Even Brian Castano, who I do believe will win the WBO title versus Patrick Teixeira. I favor him to. That'll be a great fight for Kell Brook as well. You know what I mean? So we shall see what Eddie Hearn does with this guy. No more protection programs for Kell Brook because obviously he didn't even want the guy Kell Brook to fight against Jesse Vargas when that was supposed to be a WBO IBF unification. Rather than do that, you threw him out to the wolves. Eddie Hearn did to fight the man. Um, Gennady Golovkin got his orbital bone broken, and he ain't been the same since. It's a damn shame what Kell Brook did to his career. Like I said, 16-year pro. Believe you me, before guys like Kell Brook was fighting guys like Carson Jones, he was fighting guys with over 100 losses on their resume. Some guys with even 200 losses in their resume. You know, that type of slow pace, um, you know, that type of slow pace style of, building up a fighter is exactly why Kell Brook is in this situation. You know what I mean? The man's whole career was following around Amir Khan. He even thought it was a great idea, him and Eddie Hearn, to bypass a unification with Jesse Vargas, which was a 50-50 fight. Jesse Vargas, it could have gone either way. The fight was in England, so you slightly favor Kell Brook. And that would, if he beat Jesse Vargas at the time, he'd have leverage at the 147-pound division to fight anybody because he'd have two belts. But nope, they thought it was a great idea to follow what Amir Khan did, making a stupid decision to fight Cannoli at 155 pounds. He got put to sleep. Kell Brooks said, hey, you know what? I'll do the same. I'll go ahead and challenge Gennady Golovkin. Basically trying to do a little round robin duck system. You know what I mean? Amir Khan ducking Kell Brook. So in order for people to think that I'm a warrior, and I don't ever call these guys warriors who go up two weight classes to fight a bigger guy, and then they come out looking like crap, like Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. You know what I mean? So the guys decided, Amir Khan, the guy's ducking Kell Brook. He said, I'd rather fight Cannoli, get my brains beat in, and get put to sleep rather than lose to Kell Brook. And at the time, Cannoli was ducking Triple G. You know what I mean? So Kell Brook and Eddie Hearn thought it was a great idea to go ahead and challenge Triple G, who ended up just battering him for 2 rounds. Kell Brook did great for the first 2-3 rounds, but the last two, it looked like Conor McGregor versus Mayweather, rounds 9 through 10. A severe, thorough beating, head getting snapped back, orbital bones being broken. It was bad. You know what I'm saying? So Hop says, always like Kell, one of my favorite Brits in the ring. Kell, World McCrae's in the chat. What's up, World McCrae? He says Kell Brook is all hype. Yeah, Kell Brook ain't no hype no more, man. He's not a hot commodity in the sport. But we'll see what he does in the second phase of his career. Like I said, time's ticking. 16-year pro. You know what I mean? The guy, like I said, his first step-up fights versus Kell Brook. I'm sorry, Carson Jones. The title defenses was very bad, man. One of the worst title defenses in the last 10 years when Kell Brook held that IBF strap. You know what I mean? I think he had potential and promise to become, a great star in Britain and a tough fighter, a pound for pound status type of guy. But bad career decisions. I don't know who his manager was, but his manager, when they decided to fight Triple G, that's when all the wheels fell off, you know what I mean? And it's just bad. Like I said, man, this guy was following Amir Khan, sweating, trying to fight Amir Khan, which is all well and fine. Yet, look, I wanted to see that fight, you know what I mean? But it got to the point where Amir Khan controlled Kell Brook's life, to the point where Kell Brook went to fight Triple G just to prove something. Oh, Amir Khan supposedly got balls going to fight Cannoli. I got balls too. I'm going to fight Triple G, and look how it ended up for both of them. Both of them are not world-class fighters anymore. Both of them are not hot commodities in boxing anymore. They just names, you know what I mean? But from here on, I believe Kell Brook does have a brighter future than Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? From here on, as I make this video, I think um, Amir Khan, I'm sorry, Kell Brook can get back into title contention with the WBO, and he possibly could win a title. I don't think he can beat any of the WBC, IBF, and he definitely ain't beating none of those guys, the American junior middleweights. But just like Amir Khan, he ain't beating no American welterweights, and that's where they all reside in the states, except for Manny Pacquiao, who's Amir Khan can't beat him neither. So he's all the way totally screwed. He can't beat nobody. He goes up to 154, he gonna get put to sleep. At least Kell Brook has size, and hopefully he has ambition to go ahead and try to become a two-weight class champion. You know what I mean? Um, War McCray says, I really dislike the current state of boxing. Yeah, it's not, look, it's not in a bad place and it's not in a great place. We know that there's fights out there that need to be made for boxing to be in a great place and have everybody talking about it. But in the meantime, in between time, there are some good fights out there that are on the horizon. You know what I mean? Like Casemiro versus Naoya Inoue. That's a great unification fight right there. Tonight's fights, we got King Tug versus Gary Russell Jr. That's a tough mandatory fight right there. This guy could become a world champion tonight. Please don't sleep. You know what I mean? Gary Russell ain't safe. He's fighting a tough fighter. You know, and I've heard that Bob Arum is going to try and make Better Be versus Bivol. If Better Be beats his mandatory, the Chinese guy, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we just get unifications and undisputed fights popping. You know what I mean? We need to see Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez this year. So it's still early. You know what I mean? 2016 just started, you know what I'm saying, about 7 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So I said 2016, 2020. It just started 7 weeks ago. So give it time, man. I think we might even get Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. You know what I mean? If that happens, we can't be mad at boxing. You know what I mean? Well, boxing should be a place where we come to seek enjoyment, and you shouldn't let boxing frustrate you. You know what I mean? I try not to let it frustrate me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, hopefully we get these fights that we all want. You know what I mean? World McCray says Khan may retire. He's basically semi-retired. What he be doing? He's fight. He cashed out versus Billy Dib. He got a lot of money in Saudi Arabia, so he has one foot in and one foot out. World McCray says Kell Brook versus Erickson Lubin. I'd love to see that fight, man. And Kell Brook was going the WBC route with the 154 title. You know what I'm saying? I think he purposely stayed out the ring for 14 months to get dropped from the WBC rankings. Matter of fact, let me look right now as we speak. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what let me see if Kell Brook is even in the WBC rankings at 154. Cause he was. Hmm, hold on one sec. Let's check right now. WBC 154 pounds. Erickson Lubin. Kell Brook is no longer in the top 50. Oh, he is. Sorry. He's number 10. He was much higher than that. You know what I'm saying? He was much higher than that. So him being at number 10 and Erickson Lubin is at number 1. So he's more than likely going to fight Jamel Charlo. Or maybe there might be a title eliminator versus the number 2 guy, Sergio Garcia, who's a very good fighter from Spain, managed by Maravilla, Sergio Martinez. To me, the second greatest fighter out of Argentina, Sergio Martinez. And Erickson Lubin might be fighting Sergio Garcia, you know what I mean? But in the WBO, Kell Brook is not even in the top 15 from what I see. Patrick Teixeira is the champ. Number one contender is Brian Castano. Kell Brook is not in the top 15, but Liam Smith is at number three. And maybe that's who they want Kell Brook to fight in order for him to jump, leap, and hop, be higher ranked in the WBO rankings. But he did win a WBO Intercontinental belt today, so them fellas might be. He's going the WBO route. You know what I mean? That's what he's doing. You check it. So I'd love to see Kell Brook versus Lubin. Maybe, like I said, that's why Kell Brook stayed out the ring for so long because he didn't want to be in a title eliminator versus Erickson Lubin. High risk, low reward. World McCray says, I honestly see Manny fighting Danny before he fights Spence. So do I. I do too. You know what I mean? But if Manny Pacquiao decides to fight Danny, that'll be easy work. That Danny Garcia who fought last weekend, that guy's gonna be prime, tailor made for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have doubted one bit if that's who he fights. You know what I mean? But I'd like to see him fight Spence right now. There was a point last year when I didn't want to see that fight. But now, fuck it. If Manny Pacquiao thinks he can do it, let's see it. You check it. So big up to World McCray, big ups to Hop, big ups to everybody who came through in the chat. Hit the thumbs up. Salute to y'all. Kell Brook, congratulations to him. He beats a guy he's supposed to, and hopefully he'll be in a good competitive fight next. Be Marsh Boxing. Leave your thoughts and comments. Hit the like button. Share the video, and I'm gone. Peace.